Hello student of class 9. This is my second part of the motion, and in the first part through the flow chart I am explaining you which part we were studying in this chapter. Now I am just going to explain you about the definition and the introduction in my first part. Now I am going to explain you about what is distance. So distance is nothing. Suppose if you are going to understand the concept of distance, then the actual path covered by the body in a unit time is known as the distance. And its unit you can represent in the terms of meter or kilometer. Right now, so this is about the distance. Suppose a person is moving from his school to his house 5 kilometers. So this is the distance. Clear? And suppose now I am going to explain you about the next concept that is called as the displacement. Displacement. If the distance traveled by an object in a particular direction, then it is called as the displacement. Suppose any of the person that move from his house to the school in the north direction 5 kilometers, then it is called as the displacement. Now I am going to the unit of this displacement is also that is meter or kilometer. But I can just tell you about what is the basic difference between distance and the displacement. Suppose a person his office is from his home 10 kilometers in the direction of north, is going in the forward direction 10 kilometer and come back to his house 10 kilometer. So this time the displacement becomes 0. But if we are measuring the distance, then the distance becomes 20 kilometer, because that distance can define only the actual path, but the displacement, it defines the actual distance as well as direction both. Now I am coming towards my next topic, that is called as the speed. Distance traveled by a body in a unit time is known as the speed. And the speed is that it is the ratio of distance upon time. So that's why unit of speed is meter per second or kilometers per hour. Meter per second is the smallest unit and the kilometers per hour is the biggest unit. So like that 40 kilometer per hour the average speed of a truck, or 700 kilometer the speed of aeroplane. So like this way we are using in our daily life. It is a scalar quantity. Right now I am going to define the next concept, that is called as the velocity. Speed of a body moving in a definite direction. Suppose if the speed of any body moves in the particular fixed direction, then that is called as the velocity. Its unit is also the same, that is meter per second or kilometers per hour. Clear now? So here I am discussing about the average velocity. So average velocity is nothing, that is the initial velocity. It is the average of initial and the final velocity. U is the initial velocity and V is the final velocity. If we take the average of these two velocities, then it is called as the average velocity. And now also we are discussing about the average speed. So average speed, when we are going to calculate the average speed of anything, so now I am just telling you about this average speed. So average speed, the total distance travel by a body upon total time taken by a body. So we are discussing about this average speed. So this is the formula of average speed. So it is the ratio of total distance traveled by a body upon total time taken by a body is known as the average speed. Clear? I am just explaining its question in my next part. Today I am just giving you only the definition. So here we can define this average speed also as well as average velocity. So when anyone is asking you about the average velocity, then it is the average of initial and final velocity. Now I am coming towards the acceleration. Acceleration, it is a very important thing, that is rate of change of velocity in a unit time. So if we are discussing about that rate of change of velocity in a unit time, that is known as the acceleration, and the acceleration, it is a vector quantity. That's why final velocity minus initial velocity upon time, its unit is, that is called as meter per second square. So acceleration we can define. Now this acceleration is of two types. First acceleration, that is called as the uniform acceleration, and the second one, that is called as the non-uniform acceleration. Now I am going to define that what do you mean by this uniform acceleration. Velocity of an object increases by equal amount in equal interval of time. If any velocity of a body like a truck, car, jeep, if it increases equally, uniformly, we can plot this graph like this way. Then it is known as the uniform acceleration. Simply when any that non-uniform acceleration I am going to explain, velocity of an object increases by unequal interval of time. Everything is same, only unequal interval of time, then it is known as the non-uniform acceleration. If we plot this graph, then the graph like this way, because it slightly increases or decreases, then it is called as the non-uniform. Now in my next part, I am explaining you the other parts of the video, that part of that things, and also I am explaining you the question on this average velocity as well as this average speed and the average velocity. Is it clear? Okay.